turn on my, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Menifee Valley. This is our virtual Sunday gathering, and we are a community, a beloved community that is creating a space that fills us with the feeling and the sense of love. It's a space in which we know that we can feel safe, and a space in which we can show up and be just who we are, because we know that each and every one of us is a divine presence, that we are individualized expressions of the Spirit, and that we are already in the mind of God, whole, perfect, and complete, and that our experience here in this life and this journey is just to reveal the greater truth of who we are. And so with that, I would like to invite Victoria, if she would be so kind as to give us just a little bit of an opening music.
All right.
Resist nothing, absolutely nothing. This is indeed the new you, are moving in where there is no familiar patterns, forms, or landmarks to recognize along the way. Every step takes you further into a new realm and new experiences. Be afraid of nothing. It is truly a wonderful path you are treading, and I am going with you each and every way. Have absolute faith. Do not always seek for immediate results, and if you fail to see them, do not allow doubt in. Know that the plan is working out, that amazing things are happening at this time. Have faith. You are the instrument. Let Spirit be your guide, and know that no matter how rough the road, everything falls into place perfectly. So I invite you to take a deep breath and just settle. As I settle into the warmth of the morning and of this day, I just breathe, and I invite you to breathe into this moment, allowing your eyes to softly close and your body and your mind to be present as Spirit is stirred up, knowing that with every indrawn breath, we breathe in life, and with every outgoing breath, we give it forth. And knowing that there is a power in the universe, that this power is infinite and it is creative, that it is without restrictions or limitations. And this power makes everything possible. This power is magnificent. This power is mine to use, and it is also yours to use to manifest perfect health, perfect wholeness, to make all your dreams and aspirations come true. This power is mine, and this power is yours. So use it. Be creative, be fearless, be magnificent. Allow your dreams to unfold. Align yourself with all your good and all love. So this morning, as we open our minds and our hearts to receive the message, A Question of Faith, by Reverend Dr. Michael, he will bring it forth knowing that he is the conduit in which Spirit is expressing to us today, on this day, to deliver the truth of our being. So I give thanks for this technology that allows us to continue to come together in this sacred space. I give thanks for all of you. I give thanks for the people that take part in making this service possible. the musicians, the practitioners, the hosts, Dave and Kara, Reverend Ann, and all of you, as I say again, giving thanks for this day. I simply let it be, and I invite you to affirm with me, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Sanja Prince. Thank you for reminding us of the power and the presence that dwells within each one of us, and that as we remember that, we're able to use that. The Center for Spiritual Living, that we have all of the rich talent and skills that are right present in our very own congregation. So we are grateful for that, and grateful that that we have the ability to come together through technology while we're in this period of protecting each other and being safe to the level at which is necessary in order to get past this pandemic and this virus, and to be back fully into living life out in the greatest expression that we can. Our theme this month in September is facing the fear. And the topic for today is a question of faith. And understanding faith is the pathway to facing our fears. So one might ask, what is faith? How do you define faith? And more importantly, what does faith, when actualized, what does it look like and feel like? For we know that faith moves mountains, and faith without works is dead, which means that faith is not passive, but rather it is a vibrant and active demonstration of the divine, showing up and in, through, and with, and as us. Faith is an affirmative mental approach to reality. And when I speak of reality, I'm talking about reality with the capital R, that divine presence that, as Sonja was speaking about, that power and that presence that is available to each and every one of us all the time, every time. It is simply waiting upon our call to it. It is the very essence of who we are. It is the cause of why we are here in this life experience. It is the cause behind all that is in expression. It is the cause behind the entire physical universe, all that is seen and unseen. That's the reality. And our mental approach, our awareness, and our understanding of that reality, that it is available to us, that we can use it, and knowing that we can use it and that we can call upon it for anything and everything, as long as it's in alignment with that divine nature. That when we call upon this presence and this reality, we must call from a place of the nature of what it is, that which is order and peace and harmony and love and wisdom. In order to have this faith, we must have a conviction that all is well, that in the mind of God, in that divine presence, in that whole of reality, all is well. It has always been well. It will always be well. And we just need to come into that understanding and that realization. And in order to keep faith, we must allow for nothing to enter our thought which will weaken this conviction. It's those misplaced thoughts that enter into our thinking, into our awareness, that starts to weakened this conviction and this faith that we have in the divine. Faith is built up from our belief. It's built up from the acceptance and the trust. Whenever anything enters our thought, which destroys in any degree one of these attitudes to that extent, then faith is weakened. How we are born into this world begins to mold the faith that may develop over the years. We know that a birth can be a shock to our physical senses, and the nurture and the care that we receive will shape our foundation of forth. Are we warm? What sounds do we hear? Is our hunger satisfied? Do we feel safe and comforted? If we're born into that, if we are nurtured with that, if all of that is surrounding us, then all of this gets registered into our mental memory. And we begin to build our trust and our faith in the life in which we are living. And some of us may search a lifetime to fulfill this birthing need. And spiritually, we face the same requirements. We are birthed from a spiritual existence into the physical experience. When we do this, when we come from that place of the invisible, from the eternal, when we enter into our physical being, how is it that we are met in this experience and the care and the nurturing that feeds us spiritually, that reminds us that we have an eternal life, that we are part of this divine presence. This will determine our faith and our trust in that divine presence. Growing up, I was raised in a very, very strong faith, and my desire and my need to feel connected and to be accepted within my community, it fed this religious faith that I had, that I knew that there was a power and a presence. And it was only after I began to venture out onto my own that I was really able to test my faith. And I found that there was a lot of struggling and a lot of failing at so many challenges that even the faith that I had grown up with did not seem to meet my spiritual needs. It did not seem to satisfy the care and the nurturing and the success that I was trying to achieve. And so at some point, there was this moment in which I gave up on faith altogether. And it was only until I was finally faced with so much fear, and there was no place to go, that I began to seek out a new faith. I began to seek out from a personal place, from a depth within me, this new faith, not on something that was just told to me or taught to me, but a faith in which I knew from deep within that I could trust, a faith where I knew that when I called upon it, that it would answer me. And this faith, it took a lot of work to reach a strong level of trust and understanding. There were years of mistrust and misplaced beliefs that had to be sorted through. There had to be a lot of false evidence appearing real, the acronym for fear, false evidence appearing real. That had to be removed and replaced with truth, that I knew that there was a power that was available, trust in a presence that I could directly communicate with, that would be answering my call. And understanding that and learning how to use that and doing the work to bring that about, was what is what has brought me to this point, to where trust is needed to be built from the bottom up. Slowly and surely, the awareness of a higher power, a point of goodness and a light began to shine. And that doesn't mean that the challenges were less, or that the challenges didn't show up, because I continue to be faced with challenges of all sorts. And it is with this faith that I have developed a personal faith with the divine that comes from within, that I'm able to continue to move through these challenges, to face the fear that shows up in the experience of the day-to-day routine, knowing that all this too shall pass, and that I will continue to move forward into that greater understanding and that greater truth. The journey is not complete. And as long as I'm here, I know that there's still more work to do. But I know that as my faith is built upon each and every step forward, each and every success that is accomplished, my faith and my trust become stronger and stronger. The challenges continue to show up. Facing the fear with a new faith, a renewed faith, always carries me through to something better. There is a knowledge that begins to emerge from deep within. And faith and knowing are the vital parts of our trust in the divine source. Faith does an interesting dance with knowing, with knowledge. When we see that our faith is rewarded with manifestation, with the success, with the demonstration, with the good showing up in our life, then it allows our faith, that faith in the unknown, that faith in the unseen, to become visible, to become manifested and actualized in our life. That's true knowing. When we call upon this divine presence for whatever it is that we desire, and it shows up in our life, then we have the knowledge and we have the demonstration that we are trusting in this divine presence, and that builds our faith, knowing that our faith has become supercharged, that it's ready to be available and to serve our every need, as long as we understand it and as long as we are using it in alignment with that divine nature. And it brings us to that place of to have that feeling that all is well, and to be willing to ride through the troubling waters, secure in the knowing that this too shall pass, and the sea will once again become calm. Faith in the divine spirit, regardless of your belief system, is able to cause a surprising positive effect upon those who carry the faith, regardless of what religion you may be using, regardless of what faith people belong to. They experience, we all experience the same benefits from having faith. if we trust in that divine presence, if we know that that is available to us, and if we align ourselves with the nature of this divine presence, which is about, the nature is about abundance. It's about balance in all things. It's about, the joy and the freedom and the love and the unity and the wholeness and the wisdom. And we know that faith brings forth a healing in our physical experience. And if we call upon that from that place that all of the master teachers have done previously, we know that we can bring forth whatever it is that is necessary, whatever it is that we desire to bring forth in our life as a greater good. There are 3 affirmations that I would like to leave you with today. And if any of you would like these later, you can email me and I will send them out to you. The first one is from Ernest Holmes. I live in the faith that there is a presence and a power greater than I am, that nurtures and supports me in ways I could not even imagine. I have a faith that there is a presence and a power greater than I am, that nurtures and supports me in ways that I could not even imagine. And a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. Faith is taking the first step, even when you don't see the whole staircase. And finally, from Khalil Gibran, faith is a knowledge within the heart beyond the reach of proof. Faith has been a part of the human experience from time immemorial. If we can develop our faith, if we can call forth our faith from a very personal point of perspective, from deep within, it is this faith that will carry us through our challenges, our fears, and our uncertainties. And it will bring us into each and every day as if it is a new day awaiting for us to be the expression of the divine and our unique and individualized personalities. So I invite you to take the opportunity daily, whenever you can, to go within, to call upon your faith, to call upon your higher power, to call upon the divine presence that I know is there and available to each and every one of us. And it will allow us to move through any fear, any false evidence, and it will bring us to a greater truth, a greater understanding, and a greater expression of life. Thank you for being here today. Namaste.